I'm actually happy they didn't get trained professionals because it feels more like somebody trying to get into the game. You know what I mean? Because not everybody that's
Good take.
Not everyone that's trying to be an actor is a professional actor. You know what I mean? Like, you have to take your, like, you have to
Kayla,
take the steps to grow.
Talk your shit.
You know?
I remember there was a dude, like, next to me I saw his hand, and he was shaking, like, trembling.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is he doing? And I went to go look, and he had a pistol in his hand.
Oh my god! Wait. What kind of guy?
Just like a
regular dude.
Regular dude, yeah.
Oh really?
He was carrying a concealed weapon, and he was shaking, and I was like, oh shit, is he gonna?
He's about to commit.
Dance anime.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dance Anime Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Kevin Sissenthone, alongside the IRL tsundere, Kayla motherfucking Denizen.
Denizen? No.
I'm in a mood. I'm in a fucking mood today.
I don't know if you caught last episode, but we're calling you Christine Danis.
Christine?
Christine Danis.
Christine Danis.
Ew.
Anyways, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to the gays. Alongside Kayla Dennis is the anime shonen rival, Steven Sissenthone.
That's me. Dude, I've been having some pretty fucking rough nights. Wanna hear some shit?
Let me hear some shit.
Well, one night I was sleeping kind of like a Chad, low-key. I was like,
Like a Chad?
I think I was on my side or something. And my arm was up. And I think I was watching some stream and I had my nightlight on or whatever, like my backlight. It's not like really a nightlight, but anyways, I saw something scurry like across my like arm real quick, and I was like, I was like dead tired. I immediately woke up and I turned on the light and I was like, where is it? And of course it was like a small spider running around, and I was so tired. I just wanted to go back to sleep, so I didn't. I would get usually I would get a napkin or a shoe or whatever, but instant gut reaction, I fucking punched the shit out of it.
Oh shit!
And I have like my light thing right next to my like pillow, so I turned it up, I clicked it, I saw it, and I was like, oh shit! I just started beating the shit out of it. And then it was like the day after or something. I don't know. I guess I rolled over or something, and I woke up and my other glasses were fucking snapped.
Oh no!
And I was like, dude,
you're talking about like the like another pair.
Yeah, these glasses are like. I don't know. I got them like a year after high school, so I can't see shit right now.
Yeah, because I remember you snapped.
I don't even know who you are. Like I can't see you.
Because I remember you snapped like another pair like a month ago or whatever it was.
Same leg, or not same leg. Same glasses. I super glued it, and then I broke and then I snapped the other leg.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am. And then this is the last one. I'm sorry. This is the last one. But I guess I've been watching too much GTA RP. If you guys don't know what that is, it's on Twitch, it's GTA Grand Theft Auto, and a bunch of streamers, they'll roleplay in the world of GTA. And I had a crazy dream, and it sparked me to want to ask you guys this question that I'll get to. But, so pretty much we're at a bank, like think of like a bank with like a huge vault with like the, the lock and everything.
Yep.
And it was behind the receptionist, I don't know.
The
bank teller?
bank teller.
Bank teller, yeah. That's what I thought in my head, but it sounded wrong. Anyways, it was a huge room. I want to say it was like, I don't know, like probably like 10 times the size of this like room right here.
Mm-hmm.
And we were split up. Like you were on like the all the way on the left side. And
we were a part of this.
Yeah, everyone was like there.
Everyone here.
Yeah, and it was like a busy bank day for some reason, and we're all like lined up waiting in line. I remember you were in the front like left bank teller, and I was in the back right or whatever. And then all of a sudden, I think the power went out, right, and like all the lights shut off, and then I texted you. I was like pretty much saying like, oh great, like now we have to like wait or something. And then I think it was either you or me. I think it was you. You joked. You were like, imagine there was like a bank robbery going on.
Oh, here we go.
And then like the moment we joked about it, the vault like behind the bank teller like cracked open, and there was like steam and like I don't know, like I'll think of a fog machine. It was like coming out, and I was like, no shot, like this is happening. And then all of a sudden, a dude, like, all masked up with the ski mask, he, like, bursted in the door with, like, an AK.
Oh, shit.
And my heart was... I woke up, my heart was pounding. So pretty much he went in, and he was, like... Pretty much he was... He had us line up in the back in, like, rows of 3 people. And he was, like, calling people, like, to, like... I don't know, he was talking to some people, and it was, like... He was, like, pointing the gun at them and shit. I was getting mad, scared, like, super scary. And then, he pretty much said, like he's not sure what the plan is, but he knows that he doesn't know when his their ride is gonna come and scoop them, but he was going to get the money, and then when the time was right and he got the call to leave, he was gonna grapple out the window. And we were in in the bank. This is just so weird because the bank, we were like in a high rise building, and we're like eight stories high or something. Like it was really high up, maybe in like in the 10s or 20s. And he said he was gonna grapple out the window and then take the car and dip. But I remember looking at you across the room, and we're just like, oh my, like I can't, like, of course,
I can't believe we're in this.
Yeah,
one.
I was like of course,
like
and then,
always us.
I remember there was a dude like next to me. I saw his hand, and he was shaking, like trembling.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is he doing? And I went to go look, and he had a pistol in his hand.
Oh my god! Wait, what kind of guy?
Just like a
regular dude.
Regular dude, yeah.
Oh really?
He was carrying a concealed weapon, and he was shaking, and I was like, oh shit, is he gonna?
He's about to commit.
And then I woke up, and then my heart was like pounding, and then I was like, huh, if you were in that situation with a pistol, would you take it out and blast this dude in the face?
I feel like you have to assess the situation.
I know, and then I went to thinking, I was like, well, if you shoot him, who knows if there's more in the floors below.
That's my biggest thing. Like whenever it comes to like stuff like that, my biggest like fear, because I've had a bunch of dreams of shit going down. Like I've had like dreams of like school shootings, and I'm like in the school or something like that.
Yeah, I've had that before. Scary.
I have like big fear of like, well, what if they have people like guarding the door and all that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, that was my idea. I was like, do you shoot? Do you run? Do you just comply and let him like get away? Hopefully no one dies or whatever. Are there people on the other floors like lurking? Is there like a trap or something? Like I don't know what's gonna happen. Cause that's my question. How about you, Kayla? Would you blast someone in the head if you had the opportunity?
I just feel like in a situation where you don't know, I feel like it's safer to just not do anything, because I feel like as long as you comply, for the most part, they won't do anything.
You don't want to be the hero?
No, because I don't want to try to be the hero and then somebody die.
True.
You know what I mean? And I feel like if you just comply, most of the time they'll just take the money and leave. It's like you decide to be the hero and like try to shoot this dude. What if you miss? And then they shoot somebody. Or what if you accidentally miss and shoot somebody else?
But what if you were behind the guy and he was like, talking to someone else, and you had it? Like you could just right in the back of his head and pull the trigger. Like 100% chance you're gonna succeed. Do you do it?
No, because I'd be afraid somebody else would come in and then kill me.
Fair enough.
Safe. We like to play it safe.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It brings me to like one of my biggest fears. For some reason, this was like one of the scariest things. But do you remember Drake and Josh, where he had to close up for the night?
Oh yeah.
And the guy's like, "Oh no," he's like, "Oh, sorry, we're closed." He's like, "Oh, you don't get it. Like I'm robbing you." And then he was like chasing him though.
Yeah.
Like he was like ready to like apprehend him. That was like the scariest shit.
Yes. I remember this.
On another note, I've been playing a lot of Genshin Impact, and I am addicted.
Never heard of it.
Addicted. Genshin Impact. Oh my god, I'm like it. I feel like I have these layers of like it clicking, because like I was playing on it on a surface level, but now I'm starting to use the resin a lot more, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
this is
every day you would come out and be like, hey, so like you'd be talking about deeper mechanics of the game, and like, oh, he's getting into it.
Yeah, I'm like starting to like get into like the numbers game. I'm trying to build my Huta over here, and even like my Ganyu and all that, and like I'm starting to get like stronger and stronger, and like I'm getting like a power trip. I love it.
Yep.
But I love honestly, I like the RNG chase of like drops of artifact
me
drops.
too. That's why I've been playing it. I really like the grind.
Even though the drops are fucking trash, but
Yeah, I mean that's I love grinding games, and that was along with like the beautiful world and everything. That's why I fell in love with it. Yula main, by the way, and Zhao.
I'm just excited because I finally got Klee, and I'm one step closer to having an all baby army. I now have Klee, Diona, and Chi-Chi, and I just need the new ones when they drop finally.
Sayu.
Absolute
and
luckiest
then there's
drops.
the other one. It was like the one that got leaked. It was like
the
Yao
Dendro?
Yao.
Yeah.
And she's so cute, and I want her so bad. So yeah, I need all the babies so I can have a baby army.
But anyways, this is the Dance Anime Podcast, where us, the lovely people of Dance Anime, sit down and enjoy your company. We each sit down, bring a topic to discuss, and we hash it out day by day, topic by topic, until the full thing posts on Friday on youtube.com/dance anime and Spotify. But it's a long time until Friday, so let's duel.
Let's duel.
What's today's duel?
Wait. So usually when I come into these things, I like to go in blind, so you guys don't tell me the topics. Usually, for the past weeks, I haven't known.
Yeah.
And this week, we watched something that resonated with us deeply.
I gave you guys some homework to do.
And I knew what topic you're going to talk about.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, it would be cool to add in my topic to this because subsequently it was influenced by this.
Yeah.
So my idea is I'm gonna tack on my topic after we talk about yours. So
So it's gonna be me, you, Kayla. This
for
time?
the duel, it will be our topic versus her topic. Make sense?
Oh, okay. I thought we were just about to be me, you, and then her, and then just duel anyways. For the semantics of it.
Yeah.
That's just unfair though.
No, it's fair. No, I like your idea better.
'Cause I'm going after you, and then we're like a paired, like
Okay.
yeah,
So you have a very reactionary topic.
a reactionary topic that would make sense after yours.
Breaking dance anime history, episode 4, guys. Give it up.
There it is. I just want to be fair, Kayla.
That's true. It's fair. So what's the duel?
I don't know. It's up to you. We could do the number generator thing again if you want.
We so the way the duels work in here, if you guys are new, the way the duels work is that I have a list of duels, and we go through them however way we want. We could go in order. We could choose them however we want. But if someone has a duel, you yell something. You interrupt me. You're the host now, and then you say, no, I want to do this, even if it's like, guess what? We're having a backflipping competition. We're doing a backflipping competition kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Backflipping competition. Can any of us actually do a backflip here?
I can.
Can you really?
No,
you
not-
can't.
But I've never tried. So
I've never tried either.
So to be fair, it's like we don't know.
I can almost. Low-key, because I did
Can you?
tumbling, so.
That's true.
Oh.
Good point. Good point.
Can do almost a back handspring. It's close.
You didn't mention trampoline. Is that cheating?
Well, then you can also say, like, can you go backflip into the pool? Like,
It's
most
true.
people can,
It's true.
right?
It's true. You didn't specify though.
We gotta go in the pool. Take us to the pool.
Kev, what's your idea?
Well, we either have the rock paper. What we have rock paper scissors. We have the bottle flip, and we have the random number generator
Or heads or tails?
or heads or tails. To be honest, you have enough water right there. We could do a bottle flip if you want.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not confident.
And knock everything over.
All right, well, you just want to do a basic rock paper
Rock,
scissors.
paper, sure.
All right, sure.
You do it against her.
Okay, I'm captain.
Sure. Mr. Dance Anime himself.
Paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot. Crap.
Okay,
Kayla.
Kayla, take the floor. dude.
Denizen,
Damn it, that means I get to go first.
what is your topic?
Okay, so I feel like my topic's pretty basic this week, but I wanted to talk about everybody's favorite movie.
Oh, this is hard for me. I'm not the movie
You
buff.
gotta choose like one movie that is your favorite movie that you've considered to be your favorite movie. For I don't know. I guess it doesn't have to be that long, but I mean, my favorite movie's been my favorite movie since I was like a child, so it is like my favorite movie. Okay, I guess I'll go first then.
Go ahead.
What's your favorite movie?
So, and I feel like this is like nobody's favorite movie.
Oh, that movie sucks.
Stop. And I feel like a lot of people haven't seen it either. But my favorite movie is Moulin Rouge.
Huh? No, I don't know. I'm not the movie guy.
And so basically, if you haven't seen it, it came out in like maybe like 2000, 2001. And it's basically like a musical movie, but not in like the traditional sense. And so it takes place in like the 1800s, and it's basically about a writer who falls in love with a prostitute, and it's kind of like their forbidden love story. And the music's great, but it's all music that was taken from like pop culture, and they changed it just a little bit so it fits more into the vibe of like the 1800s, and like they're like they have like a burlesque type club, but it's like prostitutes.
So when did this come out?
Like 2000, 2001, I think.
searched it up. It was 2001.
There you go.
And who directed it?
But Baz Luhrmann. I think that's how
Are you
pronounce it.
familiar with this movie or this director?
Yeah, I watched it once.
Okay.
It was okay. I
I
liked
showed it to him.
Yeah.
Did you see Romeo and Juliet
With
with Leonardo DiCaprio?
yeah, I think so.
Same director.
Okay.
Same thing with Great Gatsby. Same director.
Oh, guys, I watched
So
that.
it has that same big,
Yeah.
like over the top, like sparkles, beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like with how that director does things, all his movies are like that.
Cool.
So
Kevin?
No, I was just gonna talk more about Moulin Rouge. It's a funky movie. It's funky. I don't know how to explain it. It's really like, it's really abstract.
yeah,
The energy is crazy. It's like the characters are really kooky. It's like if you don't pay attention for 30 seconds, you missed like a lot. It feels like you missed like an hour and a half movie.
And I used to watch this movie every single day when I was a kid that I know
No, that
every
was your
single word to the movie. Like,
That was your
start
shit.
to finish, know every single word.
Steven, what's your favorite movie?
You go first, dude. I need to think.
I know, because I know you're not the movie guy. Not really. Not necessarily. You are when you're in it.
Anything? Like anything?
Could be anything.
It could be anything.
Just has to be a movie.
I guess we could go anime then, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
This is hard for me, dude. As much as I want to say things like, I don't know, the first thing that my gut what came to me, but I'm like, I don't know. I was like a silent voice. That was like what immediately came to me.
That's a good one.
And then the more I thought about it, I was like, dude, I really liked Premiere. I really liked Premiere. Because one, we're like, what got me into anime was Gurren Lagann with was that Trigger Gainax forever?
Yeah, it was the people at Gainax, and then they moved on to Trigger. Same director.
Yeah. So watching that movie was like such a big like love letter to all those series and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a great reminder for me because I think at the time like I wasn't too deep in the anime. Like anytime you guys hit me up to go watch a movie, like anime movie, I'm down. But like I don't like go out of my way to watch anime all the time. And when I went to go watch that, I was like, oh, this is like a great like it reminded me, like it grounded me, like this is why you like anime type shit, because I started seeing all the like the parallels and everything. And I remember even in like such like a non-emotional part, I remember being like filled up, like about to like tear up when like the
there's like the opening, like the movie like almost opens up with like what feels like an ending scene, like an ending battle scene.
Yeah.
And I remember like the music with like the fighting and all that, like you become like so like I remember I was like verklempt with like emotion, and I was like I got a lump in my throat. And I was like, this is like the most amazing thing I've watched.
But what got me, and not really a spoiler, it was like a maybe an Easter egg, but like the part where they show like the drill.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, like Gurren Lagann's like all about like drill. That was like their main
Sounds
weapon.
stupid. Trust me, in context, it works.
Yeah, it works. And I remember seeing that, I was like, oh my god, like this is the one.
Yeah. And even like when because you have Leo and Gallo in the beginning, and they're like
great characters, by the way, great design, great music. Yeah.
You got something to say?
Go ahead, say it.
Go ahead, say it with your chest.
Leo is my baby, and I love him, and I'm absolutely in love with him.
Me too.
That's it.
But yeah, they were fighting, and they start doing this kind of like sword fight, and it's very reminiscent of Kill la Kill, episode 3 between Satsuki and Ryuko.
Yeah, and not only is the action badass and the music's great, the voice acting is good, the characters are good, the art direction. They talk about, you know me, I like things that have messages and themes that apply to the real world. It had a lot to do with like racism and all that shit. And I don't know, that stuff like gets to me. I really like it. I guess outside of anime, you guys got anything else to say about? I guess outside of anime, I know not really recently, but I guess the most recent movie binge I personally went on was when you showed me all the Christopher Nolan shit.
Yeah, I had to show you the power of Christopher Nolan, because you didn't really truly understand it per se.
Yeah,
and you haven't watched like the great ones.
Yeah,
Christopher Nolan just kills it. Everything he makes is just fire.
I agree. The only thing that I saw before we did that binge was like the Dark Knight series and all that stuff. And then first you showed me, I know it was super popular, everyone memed the shit out of it. Even like I knew the word of inception, like incepting something.
Yeah, like you always say, like you know, a cup within a cup, cupception.
Yeah, of course. And then I remember one night you had me watch it, and I was like screw it, let's just do it. And before I get into that, the funny thing is, I remember, did I talk about the lockdown event in intermediate school before in another episode?
You mentioned it a little bit.
Well, I'll explain again real quick. It was pretty much like we stayed the night over in your intermediate school with everyone.
Did that.
I did that. It was fun.
And I remember before we went to bed, they separated the boys and girls, and they put Inception on the TV. And of course, at the time, I did not pay any attention to it. It was like the last thing on my mind. I was just messing around with all the bros talking about, you know, bullshitting around. And after I watched it, when you showed me, I was like, had I watched that when I was in that, I don't know, my life probably would have changed, dude. I probably
went like a different trajectory in life.
I was thinking about that because like that movie is super like reality shifting, like, you know what I mean? Like
for its time, like I can't believe a movie like that exists, because it came out like 2010-ish, and it's like such a wild idea. And the way that it like uses like science of like the subconscious mind and dreaming and all that, it's so crazy. If you haven't watched Inception, go watch it, because I think I watched it at least within the past like 2 years for the first time. That was the first time I watched it, and that was when I was like, "Yo, this movie is so unreal." It holds up to this day, which is that's so hard to do by like today's standards.
I'm surprised it took me this long to watch it. But yeah, had I watched it at night, I wonder if my life would have changed. But
it makes me think too, like if I didn't like force it onto you, like where I was like, "Yo, you got to watch this." Like, how long would it have taken for you to even watch it?
I don't even know if I would have watched it because you guys know me, my friends know me. It takes me so much effort to get started on like any movie or anime series or even games sometimes. But I don't regret that because after we watched that great movie, we went to another masterpiece and we watched Interstellar for the first time.
I was pushing Interstellar for so long. Probably my favorite Nolan film. And I remember I was like, T-House is over.
Yep.
The kid,
older brother,
baby's crying and all that, and like no one wanted to watch it. I'm like, dude, please. I'm like, I am begging you. And I remember I got to the point where I was like, I remember it was a little funny story for you guys. I remember I tried to subconsciously incept the idea into these guys' subconscious. 2 ideas specifically. One, to swim, because we have a swimming pool. Wanted to swim. So I remember the day I woke up, I put swim trunks on. Started walking around in swim trunks. So that was like the incept the idea of swimming. Let it grow in their head. Like, oh, what the hell is he wearing? I kind of want to go swimming. What the hell is this feeling? The second idea was I put on a NASA shirt.
Oh my god!
I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that.
I put the NASA shirt on, and I think it worked because I believe that day we went swimming, and after swimming,
went to
go see Interstellar.
Yep. And that movie was insane. I did not expect it to go the way it went and be that long and that like, and like maybe you didn't, but I'm really fascinated in space and all that shit. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
And they really took the idea of space and turned it to 11. It showed like everything I would like to see in a space film, like in it. And they talked about a lot of like complex things. And you told me Christopher Nolan's pretty like grounded and realistic with his shit, like his work. So
the amount of facts that are like about that film and how he made it is like nuts.
Yeah. So everything was like super, like for the most part, like really accurate. And he like contacted a bunch of like researchers that like knew their stuff.
Yeah.
And put in the movie. I appreciate shit like that. So that was really good. And then after we watched that, I was like, man, it would be so cool to. There's a spider right there.
Where?
Right there.
I can't see it.
It's on the right side of the couch. Anyways.
Oh, I see it. I got it.
But where was I? So with the Christopher Nolan thing, after that, I was like, man, it would be really cool to see like one of his movies adapted into an anime or even like vice versa.
Prestige.
For him,
Christ is averted.
For him to
you need to see Prestige.
Like direct an anime, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like vice versa, anime like that he makes or he adapts an anime, either or.
Prestige.
Anything with Christopher Nolan on an anime, I want to see. And that's where I go with my favorite movie. I feel like tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and be like, man, I should have mentioned that, but this was my gut reaction. Kevin
caught me in a transitional period eating my almonds, my wasabi soy almonds.
Hashtag ad.
They're so good. Blue Diamond almonds. You get them while they're hot. Get them while they're hot.
Hashtag ad.
I have a couple favorite movies because they keep switching back and forth. I think most traditionally, whenever someone gets to know me, I always said that my favorite movie was Kill Bill Volume 1.
Right. Oh yeah, shout out to Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino. Oh my god. I got almonds in my throat. The way that movie is shot and filmed and written is like one of the most amazing things ever, I think. Just a complete just homage to like old kung fu films and Chinese films and all that. And the journey of it got strong female protagonist as the character. Badass bitch, freaking Uma Thurman, Black Mamba. And just the way that whole thing goes, it really, I want to say that because that was like the first like Quentin Tarantino movie that kind of like I watched, I guess, and like made me become a fan of him. Until later on, go watch like Pulp Fiction and Django, and like I was like a fan of his shit. And it probably shaped the way I want to like think Like I want to say that movie was a catalyst to the way I think creatively, the way like in terms of like just like filming and writing and different ideas for like videos of this channel and all that.
Right.
Just the way like the kookiness of all this stuff and just how clever it is, and even if you want to like, it's kind of like him, and then like when you go to like video games with like Kojima and all that, just the way they think is just so against the grain and like outside the box that like I always want to think like outside the box. Like even like as like going back to like think about like Doki Doki Anime Club or like somewhat the hiatus defunct podcast about anime. Hopefully we bring that back. And just think about like I was just thinking about dumb shit to do, and obviously like we're starting a channel, it's kind of new and all that, but like the way I ended it with like credits and like, oh yeah, it's like you're watching an anime,
Right.
and that was like the vision of that. And like sure, it's like technically not going to be like, that's not like traditionally like going to get clicks and people are going to click out before the credits and stuff like that.
Yep.
Like if you study the YouTube game kind of thing, like that's not how it works.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like something like this show ends with like and it just says subscribe. You got a bunch of videos to click. You can't do that with like
Credits. Yeah.
with a 2-minute long credit thing at the end. But I'm like, that's just the way my brain went. I'm like, this is cool, and I even did like little like moments and stuff, and made it like an anime ending.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And that was like the idea. I remember even when I did like Let's Plays and stuff, the like back in the day that didn't even make it to see the light of day. When I edited it, like I even did like a you know how anime have like the little title screen transitions in the middle of the episode,
Right.
like think like Carol and Tuesday.
Yep. Anything.
Yeah, like literally like anything that you could think of. I remember I put that in one of my videos, so like at the halfway point of I would do a little transition kind of thing like that, and just like little things like thinking outside the box like that, like totally comes from Kill Bill, Quentin Tarantino, Kojima, and all those like crazy ass mofos that like think like that. And yeah, so I want to say that, and like shout outs to like that anime scene. That was the first thing that actually brought me into it. If you guys know, you watched Kill Bill, the Oren Ishii anime thing, in the middle of it they put like a little anime clip to show like a flashback, if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Super violent, super bloody, and I was watching it when I was like in 2nd grade or whatever. And I remember feeling weird because it was so violent and dark.
Yeah.
But for some reason I was like, I have to keep watching this. I remember I wanted to watch, because I turned on the TV, and this was back when we had like CR TVs.
Yeah, CRT.
And like I remember I turned on the channel and it was just the anime part, and I thought that was the movie. Like,
Yeah.
And I was like, and once it went to live action, I was like, fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And eventually it led me to like trying to like find it illegally, like on like the family laptop or whatever,
Yeah,
like as
yeah.
like a little 2nd grader.
That's cool.
And I went to go watch it, and that's like kind of my story with it. And I remember being just so like just inspired by it, and just like the dialogue too, even like at the end with like this battle between Uma Thurman's character and like Lucy Liu's character, just had me fucking juiced, and it gets me juiced to this day. Volume 2, that's a whole nother story. I don't want to talk about that, but you know,
Yep.
whole experience as a whole. And then honestly, I think the one movie that has almost cemented itself into my number 1, like actually now, is I fucking love La La Land.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I fucking love La La Land so fucking much. That movie gets me through all the emotions.
I gotta watch it.
It's so good. I think just the cinematography is so great. Again, it does like more homages to stuff. It's like homages to like early, I want to say 1920s like musicals, like Dancing in the Rain and all that. And honestly, it's more movie than musical. I thought it was going to be a lot more musical.
Yep.
And I know a lot of my musical theater friends
Did not like it.
did not like it.
Why?
They didn't like it. It's just because if you look at it from a musical theater standpoint, it's not that good. Because neither of them were trained like dancers.
Yeah.
Neither of them are singers. Like it's not really for musical theater people. It's mostly just for theater people in general.
Now, do you think they they did good enough, or what have you preferred if they got like trained professionals?
I'm actually happy they didn't get trained professionals because it feels more like somebody trying to get into the game. You know what I mean? Because not everybody that's
Cool
trying
take.
to be
Good take.
not everyone that's trying to be an actor is a professional actor. You know what I mean? Like you have to take your take
Kayla,
the
talk your
steps
shit.
to grow.
Talk your shit.
You know what I mean? And it shows you kind of like struggling. They're not actors, but one of them is, and one of them's like he wants to be a jazz musician.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see that they are amateurs trying to go up the ranks. You know what I mean? And it kind of gives you that like they're not going to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? And that's why I kind of like how they didn't use
But you gotta
trained
work
people because they could have.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I didn't even think about it like that. Man, I'm glad to have you on this couch. But the
I mean, I didn't even watch the movie, and I could tell it was a solid take.
but like part of the reason why I love it is because like I think one of the main goals in life is that like I want to be a actor professionally.
I want to be the very best.
Same.
That's what I want to do.
Same.
And you know, Kayla and I we had class together. That's like how we became friends and all that. They like and we were like all in the same theater class. And obviously, I want to assume one of your goals is to at least do something professionally
I mean,
in the
I
acting
would like
world, right?
to be a professional theater actor. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to be a movie actor. I want to be an on-stage actor.
Mhm.
So,
Interesting.
I would love to do professional theater, professional film, professional. I want it all. Like I got this
I
mic.
mean, if somebody
voice
offered
acting.
me a film position, I'm not going to say no
Yeah.
because that's money.
I mean, I
But
think that's
wanna be
actors,
on
right?
stage.
Actors are just fucking hungry. I'll take anything. I'll
Yeah,
take it
yeah.
all. But the reason why I think it hit like struck a chord with me was like, it's not just a love letter to like actors.
Yeah.
It's artists. It's Twitch streamers. It's Let's Players. It's YouTubers. It's musicians. It's painters. It's all that, and
Anybody trying to make it.
anyone trying to like just take all the biggest risks to be like kind of
like the creative field specifically.
yeah, to achieve like kind of like their dreams and all that. And like the literal first song is literally like, if you listen to the lyrics, it's literally like talking about like not
It's like the best song in the
yeah, it's probably my favorite song pound for pound in the movie. It literally just opens up with this musical number on this highway with like hundreds of dancers like in their cars, like in traffic, in LA traffic, and we've experienced this before.
Yeah.
And it's LA traffic, and it's everyone getting out their cars and singing and backflipping, and you see skateboarders and you see like African drummers, and like it's fucking awesome. And like the way that like you see poppers and lockers, they start like a breakdance circle and they're just dancing in it and they're all having fun.
That's cool.
And the way it's choreographed is perfect. But if you listen to the lyrics is literally about like having $1 in your pocket and you're like, fuck it, let's go to LA and like eating ramen for breakfast, lunch, dinner, sleeping on a bench, doing whatever it takes to like to get to the place that you want to be in terms of like making it big, I guess.
And then
Right.
it even talks about like having the thoughts of giving up and wanting to stop, but then seeing those pretty neon lights and being like, nah, I gotta keep going.
Yeah.
You know,
And not only that,
good.
it also like gives like shuts down like haters. Like, don't worry about what the haters say and so it's just like when I think I don't know, I can't speak for you, but I know I speak for me when like whenever someone says like you know, like what do you want to do in the future, or like what did you study or something like that. And this is a whole nother topic. I hate like the way that we as a society kind of like put value on someone based on like what they want to do or their jobs and all that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big weird, but you know. But there's been so many times where it's like, oh yeah, I want to be an actor, and you always hear, I think,
Like, are you sure? Like, you're not gonna make any money from that, or you're gonna be struggling your whole life. And it's like, okay, but I want to. I know what I'm getting myself into. It's like, don't tell me to have a backup. That's not what I want.
yeah,
I want to do this. I don't care if you don't think it's a good job. I don't care if you don't think that I'm ever gonna make it. I think that eventually maybe I could. And you telling me to find something else to do is not gonna change anything. Because that is what I want to do, you know?
yeah.
It sucks because I feel like in the creative field specifically, this is such a big issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I was going to say
Like,
is
I
that
guarantee you, like almost anyone in the creative field has faced like something like that.
Or just like, you sure that's not
Yeah,
really gonna
yeah.
give you like like steady money?
And you might not think it, even to the. I don't know. I'm not gonna talk for the people that made it, but like it, I don't know. I feel like it definitely does affect you. So even subconsciously, even if you're strong, like I don't know. But I was gonna say, wait, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that like the amount of times I've heard like because it wasn't really like the "Are you sure?" but it was just like like, what do you want to do? Like, when I'm like, oh yeah, I'm trying to be an actor. I want to go out there and just be and then, like, you always hear like the oof, like, good luck, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's a hard route, man. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
It's like, I feel sorry for you. It's like, don't feel sorry for me.
Yeah. Oh, I fucking hate it. But then those are the same people that are going every weekend to watching like your favorite Marvel movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hypocrite.
The hypocrisy.
I was gonna say that as a kid I really liked musicals, but I truly grew appreciation for musicals after we watched Hamilton when it dropped on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And I knew I liked musicals, but I was like, oh, I love this shit, and like the theater. I grew respect for theater. Obviously, I've seen you guys, and I like your specific, your soldier one or whatever.
Yeah, I played a soldier, and
that was funny as hell.
Yeah, and I played a soldier in this like kind of like comedy, and it was just like about a bunch of like progressive soldiers.
Yeah,
and it kind of poked fun at like how like the regressive language and behavior that like soldiers do during drills and shit.
Yeah,
it was a little funny thing.
It was funny, but after like watching that and stage play, I definitely grew like a bigger understanding.
Specifically that one?
Understanding and respect. I mean, yeah, I guess so. I feel like because before Hamilton watching it, I guess I was just like, I don't know, I was too young to even like think about that shit really,
yeah.
Or like I just didn't care because I wasn't involved in it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But now seeing you guys involved in that shit, and like of course like I want to have a bigger understanding. That's just the way I work.
And we tell you the stories of like how rehearsals go. And,
yeah,
and it makes you like, wow, you have to like memorize like a 2-hour play or whatever.
Oh,
yeah, and you know me, I'm like a sponge. I like to try to be well rounded and learn as much as I can. I like learning about like things I'm interested in or things that you guys are interested in because I just like to be well rounded.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Hamilton really made me keen on watching more musicals, and I want to watch like In the Heights now.
Yeah, In the Heights is great.
I cannot wait for In the Heights
Yeah.
because I love the soundtrack so much. Like when
Never heard
I
it.
found out they were making an In the Heights movie, I got so fucking excited.
Yeah, I never heard anything about it.
It's
Again,
so good.
the because like when Hamilton was like big, like everyone obviously like I guess for background, Kayla and I same class, but our circle of like actors and like who we were like studying with and our majors and all that, I want to say like 90%, 75, 80% were like musical theater background.
Oh, yeah.
Like everyone was like a lot was musical theater background, including you.
Yeah.
Not me. I just wanted to I need to learn like the process before I learned voice acting, and that's why I jumped into it. But the
I don't do shit. I just dance on stage.
But everyone form a theater. You do it. You do it all dance
My
play.
dream is to have my own theater.
That'd be awesome.
Straight up to have my own theater.
Yeah. You know what's funny, or I guess I don't know. I guess funny. After I watched Hamilton, I was like, damn, I wish in high school I would have done this shit or something, or like at least been a part of like a dance number or something. That would have been so cool.
I was going to, but we started a dance club.
True.
And that was the reason why I didn't do the play.
I think I was too self-conscious or something, or like just the the weird stereotypes in fucking high school, like, oh, he's a fucking theater dude. I don't know. I don't know.
To be honest, high school theater wasn't seen as it. Like, I mean, we had a very small program, and I went to a high school in Texas, so they didn't put that much money towards the theater program.
Right.
But nobody that was seen in the theater program was thought of as like a loser or like somebody less than, because like we had people that from the sports teams, like when we would have shows, sometimes this like the theater would be packed. Football players would come see it, like all the popular kids would come see it, like everyone came to see the shows, so nobody was ever seen as like, oh, you're a theater kid.
No, true. No one openly or outwardly said or explicitly said.
Sometimes it's like that though.
Yeah, I don't think anyone explicitly said that. It was kind of an unsaid thing though.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this kid's like, you know what I mean? He must be like,
Everybody kind of thought it was cool at my school, so.
Yeah.
It takes guts to do that shit. So.
Yeah, no, I definitely have a great respect for all the people. I feel like had I have done it, maybe it would have broke the mold, I guess.
I did one musical in high school, and when I tell you it changed my life. So it really is like a big thing, musical theater. Just theater in general, but musical theater is like a whole other level.
Yeah, I have two goals. I have two goals when it comes to like performing and all that. I want to do two things at least once. One is do a musical.
Oh, we'd love to be in another one.
Yeah, one would be in the musical at least once, and then two is stand-up comedy I want to do.
Oh, I'm too scared. I'm too scared for stand-up comedy. I don't find myself to be
Because
funny at all.
a lot of people say like, damn, you should do stand up comedy because like a lot of people like, but I think it's so hard to like to curate a set and find the pacing and find the punchline and making sure you got the right audience and playing with the crowd and all that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I just do got it, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Planned out comedy. It sounds hard.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to be funny, like be a funny person, like you know us on the daily when we're just bullshitting around talking to each other and we're cracking up.
Mm-hmm.
But to plan out a set like that and
Really
actually
just do improv.
yeah, right, and actually have it like to deliver it and execute it well. I don't know.
Improv is fun.
Improv is fun. It's definitely fun. I don't think it's my strong suit, but I definitely find it to be really fun.
Oh, I feel like I'm super good at it because my brain just goes like
you
50.
work really fast.
Yeah.
My brain don't work that fast.
We're improving right now.
Exactly.
I mean, technically, yeah, we are. So.
I mean, any conversation's kind of an
Improv.
improv, yeah.
No, we're not. There's a teleprompter right there. Reading off it. I got one over here. That's why I'm looking this way.
Yeah, exactly. And that. It's like the
Yeah,
classic.
yeah. And then this bit is still going is scripted.
Yeah. And this line right here. Like,
Yeah, and then
this
the cue to drink the water, right?
Gotta drink.
Anyways, we got any more movies you want to talk about?
No, but this would be a good segue into your topic, though.
Yes, I gave you guys some homework. My topic. I gave you guys some homework to watch a little thing so pretty much it's 2 a.m. I believe.
Right.
You know, I'm all alone. Very on theme with this. Made some like Alfredo. You know what I mean?
What was I doing?
You were just sleeping.
Right.
I remember because you woke up and I was trying so hard not to like splurge on you to be like,
Excuse me?
you know, trying so hard not to splurge all over you.
Yeah, right.
And just be like I was like, yo, you gotta watch this. I was like, and like I had to hold it in. But so pretty much, turn it on, beginning to end. Watch Bo Burnham.
Whoa. You know what's funny? We just kind of hinted at it. It's kind of like a musical and a comedy, like a stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Comedian.
Yeah.
Watch Bo Burnham's Netflix special Inside. And when I watched that shit alone from 2 a.m. to around 3:30, I didn't even finish my food. That's how in it I was. And I remember I was like blasting it. And I was just alone with my thoughts. And I was like, oh my God, I can't even believe what I watched. So pretty much naturally, I was like, I kind of want to talk about this Bo Burnham Inside. And I gave you guys homework to
watch it.
And
now you know me. I was like, once again, I didn't write anything down. Like usually when we talk about something, and we like to do like reviews, I guess I go super hard in the paint and I write everything down and shit. And this time we're just gonna freeball it. And I'm scared we're gonna miss something, but it's okay. So this is not.
Always take it from the beginning and.
Yeah, you guys have to lead me through it because let me just say this before we get deep into it. There is just so much attention to detail. And like subliminal symbolism and themes and shit in it that a lot of people would miss. And I feel like I might be wrong in this, but I feel like it's super like it's relatable to everyone. Yes, definitely. But I feel like it's super like relatable and resonates with content creators.
Yeah, definitely.
Go ahead, Kev, lead it.
I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, where do we start? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like first of all, I guess like obviously I enjoyed it. Like a lot. I enjoyed it a lot to the point where like I already told you last episode, it takes me or I barely recommend shit. And I was like saying to like Steven, like, you gotta watch this kind of thing.
Right.
And I kinda tried not to go too strong into it because he's just like, oh yeah, whatever, dude.
Yeah, I'm super like what? Like off-standish, is that the word? I don't know.
Kinda like, but like
cold shoulder.
Yeah, a little bit, because I'll just be like, yo, dude, you have to watch it. You'd be like, hey,
once again, it takes a lot of effort for me to watch things,
mm-hmm.
and for this, I watched it 4 times. So
yeah. So luckily, I was watching Make Happy with that, which was Bo Burnham's last special.
Right.
I hadn't watched it before.
Okay. I think no, because if I were to take all 3 of them, I would say Inside's my favorite, then the very first one, and then Make Happy.
Really?
Oh yeah, I like Make Happy so much because like the thing is, I enjoy this like commentary on life, Bo Burnham, instead of
to rewatch Make Happy again though.
Instead of like the just I'm gonna say a pun here and then I'm gonna be like stupid right here.
I
like
really liked the first one though.
Because like the comedy that I like usually has a commentary on like the world usually because I think that's like that's my favorite comedy, like, and that's where a lot of comedy comes from. It's like a lot of truth in the world and how ridiculous it is.
Right.
Which is kind of why, like, growing up, like, a lot of people give, like, South Park flack for, like, it being just raunchy, but, like, a lot of the episodes are, like, literal commentaries on what the hell is going on right now.
Yep.
If you really deep down, but they just do it in, like, a really, really bad way. But it's, like, super smart if you, like, really look at it.
I feel like my thing with, like, comparing Bo Burnham's, like, what to Make Happy is, you know, when I watched Make Happy, I feel like I was in a different place. So comparing the first one to the second one, I was almost like caught off guard by how, like, you can tell, like, genuinely depressed he was in the second one, that I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And I feel like now, because obviously, like, Inside's just, I feel like I'm in more of a place now to be able to relate to it and his feelings and how he is. And I feel like if I were to rewatch Make Happy, I'd probably be like, same. But watching it at the time that I had, I don't think I was, like, mentally in a place to be able to relate to it, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like it was watching Inside was so weird because, like, I feel like I relate. Like, I don't really, like, I was there. You know what I mean? That's like, when I watched it, I was like, oh, I remember being in this place that he was at.
Yeah.
And the way he went and processed it was very similar to the way I went and processed it when I made. I feel like I bring this up every freaking episode. I swear I'm not obsessed. When I made the I Am 2020 dance story.
Yeah.
I feel like that was very much like my route.
That was your inside kind of.
That was my inside pretty much.
Yeah.
And watching him go through it, I was like, I went through all these feelings. Like, I went through this, and that, and that's why it resonated with me so much and why I really liked it. And that's why I'm like, if someone didn't, like, that's why I'm thinking, like, if you're like a non-content creator, or, like, you didn't really make something like that,
Yeah.
it would be less
Less impactful.
less relatable. But
Because the thing is, you're watching him and you're seeing him deal with the duality of this thing is driving him insane, and also at the same time, it's like his purpose as of right now. And I've been there, like, making a lot of stuff, and, like, I've been you see him, like, at the beginning, you see him just slowly just lose it,
Yeah.
and you start to, like, to see he's having kind of, like, you know, he even mentions, like, derealization. He just is, like, having this out of body, like, I don't even know, like, what the purpose of this is anymore. And he's like, do I finish this? And he's like, I don't know.
I was the same way.
And he was just like, you know what, I'm not finishing it. He's just like, after I finish this, like, I have nothing to do, and I'm just gonna go back to where I was. And it's like, it's him struggling with that.
That's exactly how I felt choreographing the piece. I remember, and I was like, I didn't really process it until, first of all, put a pin in it. I feel like we didn't even explain what Inside really is.
Yeah, I was gonna explain after you're done.
Pretty
much
it's not even like a comedy. I remember watching it halfway through, and I was like, "This shit's." I was laughing
really
in the first half, and you remember me watching it like toward the middle. I was like, "This is not a comedy." So don't go in thinking you're gonna laugh your ass off, because you're probably not.
Yeah,
If you like uncomfortable laughter, it's kind of just like that. Oh,
like that's funny, relatable type thing. Go ahead, explain.
So if you haven't watched Inside, Bo Burnham's Inside, which I highly recommend you do, whether
Can you even spoil Inside?
Whether you come out liking it or not.
Not really.
But the general
Singing all the music.
Yeah.
The general idea is that Bo Burnham, because, you know, obviously there's the pandemic going around and everyone has to stay inside, stay safe, wear your mask, all that stuff, get vaccinated. The general idea is that he stayed inside of his I think it's his guest house, right?
It's like a shed.
Yeah,
Creative shed.
It's like a little.
I was like, this is the house he lives in?
Yeah, I think it's actually like a smaller part of his actual bigger house.
Yeah. It's literally like a creative shed.
Yeah.
So the idea is that it was just him and a camera, and usually his specials are, you know, he has a crowd, it's live, he has camera people, he has obviously people backstage working lights,
and he's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah,
that does translates his comedy through music.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a musical, pretty much.
Yeah, he's like a comedic musician kind of type thing, and pretty much the idea is that it was only him and a camera, and he fully lit. He had a little bit of help like coloring it, but he pretty much for the full thing he filmed it by himself in this house and made the music and did everything by himself, shot, edited it, and all that stuff.
Respect.
And it's so well put together in the sense that you're watching it and you kind of almost forget, like, oh, he did all this like on a fucking laptop.
Yeah. And I know, like, that's what I'm saying, content creators could relate to that, because you watch this and I know it inspired me to be like, damn, everything I made up to this point is shit. Like, I need to step my shit up. Like, it was inspiring in the way that, like, I need to do better type of thing. You know what I mean? So after I watched that, I was just like super inspired. Like I want to create something.
Yeah, yeah, I just want to go back to like him just going insane with this, and pretty much the idea is that it takes place for about the past year or so to like for him to create this.
Yeah.
And again, this is gonna be like kind of spoilery if you just want to go in blind. Again, I suggest watching it if you can.
Maybe you should have put a warning up at the beginning.
Yeah. Whatevs. If you want to go in blind, watch it, and then come back here, watch this, or leave this on in the background, mute it, watch inside, go back, give us the give us the watch time, because that will help out. Like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, him going insane, like, it's like I've been in that mental space too, where like I'm gonna bring it back up, like the Resident Evil 8. I'm telling you, I don't think you guys realize how insane I was going with the Resident Evil 8 thing just not working and stuff. And it's not like he never put anything where he was like, oh, this shit wasn't working. Sure, I think there was the one shot where he like pulled the little video monitor and like the camera was like about to fall, and like that was like the only thing he put in there that like was like oh, come on, like just the stresses of like setting up a shot. And like the fact that like it took like a solid like 30 minutes just to set the shot up like every time and get my laptop and all that. But yeah, anything you want to talk about specifically, like so we go song by song, or like,
I mean, we could. See, this is what's hard about not making like a quote unquote review. It's honestly, for me, I'm very thought out type of person. I like to go step by step instead of openly talk about it. But what do you want to do?
No, I was just gonna say, like, honestly, like this was literally the point of this topic was just to be a beacon for however many people watched it, like that aren't planning on watching this, or something that this wouldn't be their avenue, like to go watch it, because
got it.
One pretty much like this whole thing that Bo Burnham has made, it was like this perfect almost end cap to like this light at the end of the tunnel of this whole situation, and it's like the most like cathartic thing. I think by the time I finished it, I was just like, like we're kind of there, and but it also tackles like issues of mental health and the way that it parallels the pandemic and staying inside, and even like the idea of staying inside, like literally for the safety of others and yourself, but also like being inside your own head and being feeling the feelings of depression and anxiety and all that, like literally just being inside your own head, and trying to go out, kind of thing. And there's just the whole parallel between it and the way he uses that with the lyrics of like the songs that he uses. Anything you want to say?
No, I was about to say, like, I said, I remember after watching it, I texted our friends, I was like, this is a masterpiece, and I don't really throw around that word, and when I do, I don't mean like 10 out of 10 perfect. When I say masterpiece, I'm more or less saying like this is like one of a kind. Yeah,
the way I always see masterpiece, I'm like, is it like a kind of one of a kind thing where I'm like, oh my god,
you will not. I was saying like you will not get this anywhere from anyone else. This is like, I feel like this is a thing that only he can do, and two, this is only a thing that he could have made during this, and you can't make another one unless another pandemic or something. And that's what I meant when it was like a masterpiece. Was like, it was one of a kind, and it was just well thought out from beginning to end. He tackled almost every issue that happened during the pandemic, and it's kind of political too, and the way he goes about it is so smart with all the attention to detail. I feel like to talk about that, we need to like go like song by song, or bring up songs at least. Got anything?
Well, one, I wanted to specifically like give a shout out to like, just again, I want to go back to like the lyrics and certain bits that he does, and like the way he kind of handles the way like being inside, right?
Yep.
And like that whole theme, because I remember there's the funny part where he's like, what's going on, bro? Is like, welcome to the stream. He's doing like a whole stream bit.
Let's talk about that actually.
And like so the idea behind this bit, if you don't want to watch it for some reason, you're an idiot, but don't worry, I am too. But the idea where he's like kind of filming himself as like a quote unquote game.
Yep.
And he's kind of like showing his process, his creative process through this quote unquote game called Inside.
Yeah.
And like it shows him waking up like a video game, and the way his movements are, like he's very like he's trying to be like a video game.
Yes.
And he's adding sound effects.
I
and
do that
stuff.
all the time too. So when we saw that scene, I was cracking up because, like,
I think I want to believe any gamer just acts like a video game. Like they like
yeah, we do that all the time.
I
Like
can't-
walking down the hallway, just like, really like Resident Evil, like
Like tank
blocking,
controls,
tank
yeah.
controls, and
Yeah.
just like, yeah. Anyways,
And like I want to bring up like I think the one thing that stands out to me is that like one he's quote unquote playing the game, but he's showing his day-to-day life in a very like dry and comedic way. So he's just like his first option was that like when he woke up and he was like press X to wake up, and it was just like the first option he has is like, okay, well he's like, I don't know what to do here. It says press A to cry, and it's like, okay, I guess I'll just cry. And like it's like it's really comedic, and you can tell like, oh no, he's probably just doing that every day.
yeah,
And it says day 253 too,
Yeah.
which is like the time that he probably was spending on this. And he's just like, okay, well I can't really do anything. He's like, I'm going around.
yeah,
He's like, I guess I'll just cry again. And he's like doing that. He's like, all right, well I'm gonna. Oh, it looks like we play the piano. He seems happy. But the one line that stuck out to me specifically in that is I love because again, I'm such an advocate for like mental health, getting help and all that. I love the line where like it's him talking to the chat, and it's just like, I don't know what to do, and he's just like, people are just like, why don't you just go outside? And he's just like, okay, well I don't think it's gonna be that easy, but oh sure. And he tries it, and it just reminds me of like people that kind of like people that haven't been affected by mental health personally, they don't really understand like, and that is totally fine because it's so hard to even grasp the idea unless you've dealt with it.
they don't understand the mental energy it takes to overcome things.
Yeah. And I've heard so many times, I've been like an outside viewer of just like people that are super depressed, and you even hear stories. I remember in like one of my speech classes, one girl like revealed she was like, oh yeah, no, I wanted to like kill myself and all that.
Yeah.
And then like I think literally someone was like oh, you wanted to kill yourself, but you seem so happy. And it's just like, that's kind of like the energy.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's so much more than just, oh, you seem so happy, why would you kill yourself?
Yeah, and I don't know if he thought this meta, but he is kind of meta.
Yeah.
But during the pandemic, Twitch blew up. So he's pretending to be a Twitch streamer, right? And
Yeah.
Twitch absolutely blew up. So the fact that he like put that in the special, I was like, this is definitely like something he did day to day, like I was doing. And then it was a good like tell of like people watching more streams during the pandemic. And then yes, the door thing happens where he's like, chat sent me to open the door, let me try to do it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that happened. And then I want to touch on the piano thing too. It was like right before he does it, I believe he cries, and then he does the piano and he's all happy, and like, yeah, sure, the way I took it was like, yeah, you're happy while you're doing your passions or whatever. Like for me, dancing, streaming, whatever it may be. You're happy during the moment, and then like after you're done and you come back to reality, he like cries again. Like it was only like a quick burst of like happiness and whatever. So that was cool. What do you think about the when he's like, oh, I hate when games give us the hint that quick, and it's like, and he picked up the flashlight or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm walking around like a cop or whatever.
I didn't pick up anything on that. Did you have any like interpretations of that?
How are you? I don't know. He's like, I hate when games tell you to get the hint
Yeah.
or give you the hint like too early before even giving you a chance
Yeah.
to let you figure it out by yourself, maybe. And obviously, before he even goes up and like touches the door or the piano or whatever, it shows him walking around the room, and kind of I took it as like, oh, he's kind of just like lost, lost in life, lost in his room, just staying here all day.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's the way I took it.
Yeah, like that. And like honestly, like I guess what was like one of your favorite like songs in it?
I like them all, man. It's
So hard, but like what are the ones that because like to me, there's like this campfire song that he does, and like I think that's like the song of the show, quote unquote. Like I
It's
think
hard to say. There's so many good songs.
it just feels like the most powerful one, the one that is just like the song for change. Like if I were to give it like one, I think this deserves like fucking Oscars. Make it fucking happen some way somehow. But like if this movie film special gets nominated or even wins a like best original song, I think that's like the song to win it, pound for pound, like easily.
It's a good song.
And like
He tackled like
everything.
He pretty much like took bits of every song and put it in there.
Mhm.
He mentioned it in some way or another, and he always says the line, "That funny feeling,"
Mhm.
which is perfect of, just explaining like, during the pandemic, going on Twitter and saying, of course, like, oh, this happened.
Yeah,
Like,
it's literally
good.
Yeah, the way he says, like, like there it is again, that funny feeling. Like, it's funny because it's almost like a lot of these songs are almost put as like love songs almost. I don't know why I get that idea. It's kind of like that funny feeling. I always think of like love.
I feel like most of the time his music, like when he makes songs, it always does feel like a love song, and it almost like he's pushing towards it, supposedly being a love song without actually being a love song, because it has that sound of a love song, but then you listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh, that's not about love.
Yeah, and it even remind me like in like the sexting song where it's just like it reminds me of like
he parodies so many
it's like
types of people.
It's like it reminds me of songs where it's like, oh, like sorry guys, I need to go like I'm spending time with my girl tonight kind of thing, like one of those. And like the lyric of just like I tell my boys I need some space, like I'm a FaceTime, but it's with his mom instead, which is like really funny. But going back to like that funny feeling, he just perfectly encapsulates like when you hear that, right, it's like you think of like love, but when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, no, he's totally describing the feeling I think that almost everyone experienced during the pandemic.
Kind of unsaid. You don't really know what it is.
But
it's
like, that funny feeling in your stomach, that out of body experience of like, I can't believe this is actually happening. This is so real, kind of thing. And just like the state of like the nation, honestly, in the past year, and the way like it made you feel, kind of just like that weird feeling in your stomach and how sick it kind of made you feel.
Yep.
I think he perfectly encapsulated like that funny feeling, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then just using like the different like meanings, like because I always commended it for having like kind of three, like almost like a triple meaning.
There's
certain
way
words.
too many. I could sit here all day and break it down. There's so many different meanings.
Because like there was like lyrics like I love, he says like, you have the whole world at your fingertips, the ocean at your door kind of thing. And the way he's singing about global warming, and like you would attest that to like and obviously everything that I'm saying here is definitely just up for interpretation.
Yep.
Nothing's set in stone.
Nothing's concrete.
But the way I interpreted it was like, well, the ocean at your door, okay, he's singing about global warming and like the ice caps melting and eventually we're going to be like flooded kind of thing. But at the same time, the whole film talks about depression and stuff like that, and the ocean is very commonly used as a symbol for depression and being drowned in it and all that. Yeah,
and then I guess also you could say like the thing is called, the special is called Inside, and the whole special, it's always hinting about outside. There's so much nature being shown, always the window pan, the airplane flying, always the door cracking, like with the light at the beginning and end. Spoilers. But
we already gave you the chance.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. But like not being able to go outside because it's blocked by the water of the ocean. Like you can't go outside. That's like another thing.
Mm-hmm. But I was gonna talk about like also like towards the end, like there's the classic, and I think it's such a genius like composition of the music where like where he just lets it ride out, where he just keeps saying, "Hey, what can you say? We were overdue."
Yeah.
But it'll be over soon. You wait. And I love he just lets you ride out on that, and it makes you really think on that lyric, and he really just keeps saying it until it fades away. And I love I interpret it as like this almost triple meaning where it's like, well, what's gonna be over soon kind of thing, and I'm like, is he talking about like, I think he's like literally talking about the world. He's talking about his depression, but he's also talking about the pandemic as well, and it's like which one, like
suicide or even the special itself.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
That was a big thing in the special of him saying like yes, he needs to finish it. At the same time, he doesn't want it to end. When is it gonna end? Is it gonna end? I'm gonna work on this forever. Yeah, that was a big thing. Can I jump to another song?
Yep.
I guess I'll pair them together. You mentioned it earlier, the FaceTime with the mom.
Yeah.
And white women Instagram. Really cool attention to detail. I'll get into it. I guess we start with the FaceTime with the mom. But first of all, it's about a song where he FaceTimes his mom during the pandemic. This is what he does at night. He has to do it. It's a cool tell of like slice of life, day in the life of the pandemic. You gotta talk to your parents or whatever. Yeah, the way like a lot of people couldn't go out of state, and the way that we communicated was through Zoom or through FaceTime or video calling. And it might be obvious, but I thought I'd mention it anyways. But at the beginning, he's not on the phone with his mom. He's singing about going to do that, and it's a wide shot.
Yeah.
And then the moment he calls, it starts going into that portrait mode of the FaceTime.
Yeah.
And it shows him singing the song and talking to his mom on the phone or whatever. Obviously, it's very obvious when he talks about the mom covering the thumb. The screen goes black, and then when she takes it off, it comes back, and then when he hangs up, it goes back to widescreen. And very much in the same way, for white women in Instagram, he goes through all the superficial, like, I don't know, I guess like the Instagram templates that girls and guys use.
He goes through like pretty much the way social media like only shows highlights.
Yeah.
He goes through that, and I like the fact that it's just like, look at my nice phone. Like, look at this thing. Look at that thing. It's like, aha, I'm so happy. Ha ha ha, I'm happy.
He's like showing like everyone on the internet is always like showing the best parts of their life and how they're always so happy they got it so good. And during all the moments where he's cutting through all of those I guess superficial instances that everyone's posting online. Or, like, people post on Instagram. It's a classic.
Yeah.
It's in that it's not portrait. It's like that 4x4 like Instagram.
Square. It's just a little
ratio,
square.
resolution ratio or whatever, aspect ratio. And then during that one part in the song where
it breaks down and it gets super real, and it's just like, a photo of her mom, and then
that part almost made me cry, to be honest.
Really?
Because it like really touched my soul a little bit, and I was like,
because
like that's real life right there. Like that's like somebody like who was actually lost somebody, you know what I mean, and they're just trying to get along without them, you know what I mean, and like that's real, you know what I mean.
And not only that, I like it even like breaks my heart to even just be like, oh yeah, like kiss and hug dad for me kind of thing. It's like, oh, you lost both of them. Parents. But like because the whole song for the most part, like 75% until that part is like it's poking fun. It's poking fun at that.
It's poking fun at quote unquote white women Instagrams.
Yeah, like just basic white
saying
girl
the avocado, all this stuff, and then the songs kind of, the way I interpret it, the songs kind of show like how everyone online and Instagram is showing all the best parts of the life, but these people actually have real lives outside of showcasing that they're so happy online that they could be like going through something or sad. So the one post that was like super real, or whatever, and she's like letting her heart out, the aspect ratio goes back to full screen to show that like, oh no, this is like
she's not being performative anymore. Or whoever the character that he portrayed in that one instance like isn't being a performative person, and now is like,
this is like a real person.
There's a super real feelings and emotion to being like, haha, tiny pumpkins, look at me, I got coffee,
avocado, and then immediately
goes back and then it says like chicken salad.
It's like, like a goat cheese salad. And I was like, and it's back to it. It's genius.
Absolute genius. Like the way he just, and this is why I like Bo Burnham now, because he would have never made this shit like in what's it called, What I think was his first special.
It kind of sucks that he had to like become mentally ill to get to this place.
Because if you hear his old shit, it's like fucked. It's really bad.
I mean, it's relatable because I feel like I said it on stream like maybe yesterday or 2 days ago, but after like the pandemic, I feel like I can't be the only one that I feel like I've grown from it so much. Like you just sit at home and you think and you think about yourself and all this stuff. I feel like now after the year has been over, and it's kind of the same way I've seen Bo in the special, or we were talking about if this is like scripted or not. I remember the first day, put a pin in it. I gotta remember the first day we watched it. I was like, oh my god, this was so authentic and original, and like, oh my god.
I brought up the idea of like,
Kevin was like, it might be scripted, but this was like my immediate time watching it, my immediate reaction after watching it. My bad. And you already slept like a day or whatever, and like you kind of had it to yourself. I remember waking up the next day and like, wait a second, he might be a genius, and that shit was all scripted. Because I started remembering his other work and saying like how like art and like nothing is real art, like art, all that stuff.
He plays like a perfect blend of like performance versus reality kind of thing, and you have no idea. There's no way to tell unless you ask him.
It felt real though. Like I felt like he was really losing his mind in that whole thing, and then just like, cause he just looked fucked. Like those emotions in his eyes are really hard to just fake. You know what I mean?
Unless he like truly dug
the thing
deeper
is,
an actor.
Bo Burnham always preaches that nothing is real. And he always
But I feel like he's not that good an actor.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he just grew. But he was saying that what did he say? He was saying like everything in his shows are like word for word like scripted and everything. And then I had to think about, because immediately I was like you, where I was like, no way, this is so authentic. And I thought about, I'm like, is he that genius? And we'll never know until he says something.
I feel like there are parts of it that are scripted. You know, but I feel like there are a few moments in there that you do see like him genuinely being like, I can't do this. You know what I mean? Like even that part where he's trying to talk, and he's like, fuck, like, and he would stop and he would like walk away, and then he would come back, and like I feel like that felt just too real.
I feel like we could do that.
I mean, yeah, we're crazy.
Yeah,
I'm sure like a lot of it, like I know for a fact I could do that.
Yeah,
just like
that's the beauty of it though, is that we'll never know. I'm going back to my pin.
I just want to think it was real.
No, it makes it better, right? I think my pin was I kind of saw it from Bo, and it kind of, I don't know if he kind of like showcases this, but I feel like from the pandemic, like after the shit is done, like kind of like we're getting there, kind of like knock on wood, hopefully like nothing, we don't,
like, please no more pandemics,
like,
no more anything,
we don't go back or something. I feel like I've grown so much, and I feel like I think so differently now. Things like I was like arguing about with like friends, or like stupid things, I'm like, why did I say that, or like why did I think that way? Took so many things for granted. I just feel like such a different person now.
Yeah,
the way I think and the way I talk to people. I don't know if you even noticed it like now compared to a year ago. It's so hard to say because we talk to each other every day, so you don't see the gradual change.
Yeah,
I wish everyone had that, but
yeah.
like I wish everyone went through that change
Yeah.
and it made everybody a better person, but unfortunately there's some people that just will never change.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that have fucked it up for everybody else. So they're the ones that'll never change.
Speaking of change, I want to give a shout out to the Sacco song. I forgot the
song?
That's how the world works. That is how the
So
world
smart,
works.
too.
Super smart. The way that he pretty much the way the bit goes is that it comes off as this kind of like kids song to like teach, hey kids, let me teach you about how the world works. And the way that like Bo kind of sings about
Sesame Street.
Yeah, very Sesame Street, and the way he sings about like the bees and the way like the animals are working together, and that's how the world works. And then he brings special guest Sacco, which is just a sock on his hand, no eyes, no nothing, just a sock on his hand.
Sacco had so much emotion though for just being a sock.
And my favorite thing too is that he's just like anything you want to like contribute, Sacco? And he's like, nah, I wouldn't say anything that you haven't said already. And then he proceeds to say the most woke shit I've ever heard.
Right.
And the funniest thing is that, you know, he starts talking about like systematic oppression, and he starts talking about
the other stuff.
Yeah, the other stuff.
Classism.
Yeah, classism and the way that like
labor exploitation. Yeah.
The way history is taught in like schools, and like he doesn't teach us like really important
Literally
shit.
anything that happens.
Yeah. And I love how it's that, but then it gets really dark where Bo's. I love the commentary on Bo just being like, I'm trying to be a better person. Like, why don't you teach me how to do it?
It's not my fucking job to teach you. Read a book.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, read a book. That's
I don't know,
classic.
read a book. He's like, get fucking with it, or get out of the fucking way.
Yeah.
I love that. Because the idea of just like come on, like you shouldn't be able to be like, you should already know this, or like even through like history class.
Yeah,
like,
it should be like second nature.
It should be
to
literally
you.
second nature. And not only that, it's like don't impede with like the movement of like certain like groups of people. And it's just like, just try to understand, get with it, or get out.
Yeah.
And like I love that thing, but it's also the symbolism of him being a puppet.
Yes.
Yeah.
The symbolism of Sacco being a fucking puppet, and he's the one controlling him.
Yep.
Like, are you fucking kidding me with the genius?
Yeah, and like pulling the sock off and all that stuff. Yeah.
And not only that, the idea. Also, another line too is, you'll get this if you watch like Get Out and I can't really attest to it too much, but like, you know, in Get Out there was the sunken place. If you know what that
I
is.
didn't watch a movie.
So
I
pretty
don't
much.
watch anything. Like,
So pretty much the idea, this is like one of the most like memed up parts, but it's like very like real. That's kind of the way they in Get Out they use the idea of the sunken place. Pretty much the antagonist family kind of hypnotizes the main character to fall into a sunken place, which is like this really dark
Paralysis.
and it's like sleep paralysis almost. Its idea is that he can't move, can't breathe, and he's crying, and the pretty much it was supposed to be like the idea to symbolize like not being able to do or say anything, and even if you did, it wouldn't matter kind of thing. And it's like that silence kind of being silenced kind of thing. And the way that they introduced that with Sacco, of just like, hey Sacco, where you been? Like, where you been? And it's like, I'm off your hand, like, what is it like kind of thing? And he's just like, oh, I'm in a place between being alive and dead. It's like a sleep paralysis.
yeah.
Constant state of sleep paralysis.
Yeah. And even the fact that like when he tries to pull him off, he's fucking terrified.
No, please.
Yeah, and then of course, like Bo being the controller, he just follows like the leader pretty much.
Yeah.
He's like stops with the woke stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes back and follows what he was saying.
Yeah. and like just the use of that theme
Yep.
with the puppet with that. I'm like, man, you kids. Because let me tell you, I forgot who I was with. I was either with you or with you. Just showing that I think I was going down Sesame Street.
Right.
And I think it was Disney Plus. No. It was HBO or Paramount or something like that. One of the services.
On, Disney.
I think you were looking at it. The Sesame Street is teaching good stuff now.
Yeah, they're teaching about the
Race-
pandemic,
Really?
racism,
all
that
that
stuff.
stuff.
Kids need to understand that.
Yeah,
And he's on that project, right?
and they got Bo Burnham to write songs for either a series or a movie. I forget the songs for that. And I'm like, dude, these kids,
That's
you're in for a treat. You're
Like,
actually
I
in for a
wish
treat.
that they taught us stuff like that when we were a kid.
Yeah.
Because I feel like maybe people would be different.
Oh, I can't, dude. The way people like kids talked back in the day,
Yeah, it was bad.
actually
not-
unreal.
Yeah.
to today's
okay.
I
standards.
feel like me included. Like I'm not
Oh yeah, me
sponge
too.
from this.
I said some dumb shit back in the day,
Yeah.
but like you learn, you grow from it, and I think that's the most important
That's
thing.
funny. I was talking about this yesterday on stream too about just like how people regressive language and saying the R word and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
I hated that word.
yeah, I don't say it anymore.
Oh, best believe I said it back in the day. Like that.
Yeah,
I
100%.
like it makes me sick to my stomach even like hearing it. It makes me cringe like when I
Yeah.
hear it.
I mean, we were kids though. I feel like now we're so much older, and the English language is so vast. There's so many ways to express how you're feeling.
There's so many words in the English language. Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of the words back then were more normalized. You would hear them on TV, and they were things that you saw that were like, oh, that's okay. They say it on television, so it's not a thing that's wrong. But it's like now it is. And people have learned to realize like language like that is not okay, and it should have never been okay. And you have to learn from that and realize like, don't say that anymore. And
Yeah.
a lot of, unfortunately, like the older people, they're like, I've said that my whole life, so I don't understand why it's a problem now. And it's like, you need to learn and grow from it. All you've done is stayed stagnant, but you have to learn.
You need to get with it or get out of the fucking way.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
And it all started when Hillary Duff made that one commercial in 1995 or whatever the hell. I don't even know what you're
What was
talking.
that called?
You don't remember that?
Oh, the one where she was like, that's so gay.
Yeah, there was a commercial where it was like there was these two girls like trying to find dresses. I don't know
Right.
I don't know if you remember this at all. And like it was like they
It was
looked
just
at
a
it.
strange
Yeah, it
commercial.
was, yeah, it was really weird. And I remember she was like, "Oh, that's so gay." And then Hillary Duff comes out, it's like, "Hey, that's not cool." Like
You
they
did say
made a
that.
whole commercial on this.
Really?
Yeah. And they were just like, "Hey, that's not cool. Like, what if I said like." What I said, oh, that's like a dumb bimbo bitch with with brown hair and like and weird ears.
Yeah.
Then how would you feel? Kind of thing.
Not good, yeah.
They made a whole like announcement about it.
So on top of the like, there's just so much words in the dictionary and the language to express yourself. That was the thing that made me transition from not like saying things like that. And what else was I gonna say? I went blank.
The more you focus and stare at him, the more he remembers.
The moment I figured out that people were getting offended by things like that, right? And like I don't want to step me being me, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. So I'm like, okay, if it offends like a significant amount of people that hear that stuff, and like even like having family members that deal with all those disabilities or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's not right to be saying stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
to be honest, I feel a little guilty sometimes because like when people say things like words like that around me, I don't feel like any type of way. Like I'm not offended personally. I'm like, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, you shouldn't say that. But I don't say that to people that use it. To be honest, even I hate to say it, but even some of our friends still use language like this.
Yeah.
And I don't say like, hey, you shouldn't be talking like
I
that.
try to call people out on it because I'm like, some people get uncomfortable with that, and maybe you shouldn't use that. You know what I mean? Because there's
Yeah.
a way to like gracefully handle it and just be
Yeah.
like, how about we don't say that word anymore?
So
Yeah.
I've been a little guilty about that because it doesn't offend me, so I'm like whatever. But in the back of my mind, I'm like I should say something.
But
So
it is offensive.
so this is my moment to say to my friends to
Fucking stop.
You fucking stop, you you fucks.
I'm like
But
just use different language, man.
there's so many words in the
Yeah.
dictionary that
Such.
you can freaking
Yeah.
use, and like I don't know, it's just such like I don't even know, just caveman language. You know what I mean? I don't even
Yeah.
know how to explain it.
It doesn't even. It sounds just gross when you say it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why you would even want to use language like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, it's not. It's never necessary to
Yeah.
use language like that. It's just not.
Yeah.
And I think it really like hit me back in the day when we were dealing with our family members with like disabilities and people with autism and getting to know like close people around us that have it. I'm like, yeah, like I was like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, and like actually talking about that, and then like not only that, if you want to go back to like the gay thing and
Yeah,
stuff like
I
that.
used to say that shit all the time. I remember.
And just I have so many like gay friends.
Yeah, now we have so
and,
many gay friends.
and,
I'm like, okay.
And I don't know, you guys know me. Like I for some reason just love interviewing. Whenever I talk to you, I'm sure when I talk to you guys on this podcast, it probably feels like an interview sometimes. Where I'm just like, oh, how about this? How about this? How you feel about this? I don't know if you guys notice, but like the one
it's a regular conversation. To be honest, we talk like this all the time to each other.
Yeah, but the one thing was I wanted to know about the gay experience, growing up gay, not knowing it yourself and then figuring it out. And I swear I've had like couple hour conversations with multiple gay people just talking about that experience, how it felt, how did your family feel, and all that. And it's just like when you really get the background of all these, like how it made them feel and like what they were going through, it's unbelievable. You would have never known. You would have never known the shit they were going through, and then like to just attribute like insults to that. And it's like, dude, they already go through so much, and you're gonna tack this on kind of thing. It's like, man, you really don't know. And anything else you want to talk about with Bo Burnham inside?
Yeah, that was a segue.
Yeah. But that's how deep like this thing is. It really tackles like little things like that. I mean, even one of the songs is talking about how Bo Burnham did use progressive language.
And how he's trying to learn from it.
Yeah,
and
he
how
said
he doesn't want to, because he even starts the joke with like a Jew walked into a bar.
Yeah.
And then he was like, and I saved a seat for him.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how you gracefully take that joke and not make it bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, super funny. But like the Problematic was the one.
Yep.
And
He made a lot of problematic songs back in the day.
And if you go back to like 2013, whenever he started, like on Comedy Central or whatever, he says some collar puller shit. And I love the idea of like, you know, he's
saying to hold him accountable.
Yeah, hold him accountable. Like I'm not like that was me back then, but I've grown from it, and like that's not what that's.
I'm really fucking sorry.
He really just blatantly says I'm sorry, like in the song.
That's literally what he says.
Yeah, and he attributes it to having like shitty shit in his attic.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be symbolic.
Yeah,
because low key, you know, he's talking about. He doesn't mention his old work, but you kind of could get the gist that like he's kind of implying that his old shit was a little.
And I don't know if I don't know if I'm reaching, but then he also says like I love the idea that like it's still there.
Yeah.
Like it's not going away.
Like
and
he's not gonna burn it. You can't.
Yeah,
burn it.
and which why he's like I'm gonna burn it. He's like, oh, should I burn it? He's like, I don't know if that's good or not.
Yeah.
He kind of does that little bit, and I don't know if I'm reaching, but it made me feel like oh, don't ignore it. Like that was very much a part of.
Acknowledge it happened and grow from it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dude, it's so smart, man.
It's so good. Like, well, what? Anything else? Like any songs that?
I guess a cool, not a song, but a cool detail is how the special starts. He's going outside, goes inside. Mm-hmm. And then by the end, he walks outside and can't go back inside. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what's your take on that? Can't go back inside.
I kind of attribute it to like him just kind of ready or not. I think it's time to go outside, kind of thing. It was like the way I kind of saw it was like, sure, he could just stay inside and it'll be super easy and super hard to take that step out. And I think I love the idea that I don't know if, because I know there's a lot of conflicting things, but I like the idea that in the beginning, doors open. At the end, doors open. The door was always open. It was just up for him to open it and take that step.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think one of my takes on it.
And sometimes it feels like the door is locked. Sometimes it does feel like the door is locked.
And I think one of my takes where he can't go back in, he's kind of saying that like, once you take that step, it's gonna feel bad and you're not gonna be ready. But the point is, you're never going to be ready, and you just have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm a hypocrite because I feel like I'm at that place right now, kind of,
mm-hmm.
and I just have to do it, and I kind of haven't. So it was good watching the shit.
I'm telling you,
inspiring.
It's super cathartic. And that was like one other thing about I wanted to say earlier. It got glossed over. It was the masterpiece. I think the thing I look for a masterpiece is like something that inspires. Completely is like inspiring in every aspect.
Resonates, affects your life, your way of thinking.
Exactly.
That's what when I mean when I throw out masterpiece for anyone watching or
that's why I like
say that in the future episodes when I say something's a masterpiece. This is what I'm talking about.
But like throwing like I mentioned a couple episodes or maybe the last episode I was playing Celeste, and like that is a masterpiece, and like the way it made me inspire, like it inspires players to deal with depression. It was like
Yeah.
another theme of depression and anxiety and all that, and like
Yeah.
beginning to end. And the way that they made the gameplay mechanics kind of like affect the way the player plays, and kind of symbolize the way depression can make something harder,
Mm-hmm.
and acknowledging it and working with it to make it easier.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend that game, and also this.
Yeah, so like when people hear us say like Celeste is a masterpiece or even like Undertale's a masterpiece, this is kind of what we mean.
Yeah, like it just
One of a
super
kind. It
inspiring.
impacts you. You're not gonna get this from anyone or from anyone else or from anywhere else.
Yeah, same thing with Undertale. Like just the themes of becoming like staying a good person no matter the way that your like I guess outside stimuli treats you, kind of thing. Because like there's by the end, I love there's the quote, despite everything, it's still you. If you do, if you take the pacifist route, and it's like everything in their nature and minds throughout that like 4 or 5 hour experience or whatever is trying to murder you. They hate you. They're like, you're a dumbass human. They're kicking you around. They're insulting you and all that. But I love the fact that throughout the whole thing, if you choose to spare everyone kind of thing, and if you try to it just kind of like and they really put the power they really put in the lore that like you yourself have the power to murder everyone. You are like immensely stronger than everyone that was insulting you and stuff, but you still chose the power to keep it to yourself and be a good person kind of thing.
Right.
And then when you look in that mirror and it says, despite everything, it was still you. It's still you. It's like, oh, so powerful. And it's stuff like that where it makes you like think on your life, reflect on your life.
Yeah.
And what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? And then growing from that and adjusting, I think is like something that really makes a masterpiece.
Well said. I was gonna say, I guess another small detail is that he mentions that he was having severe panic attacks, when he used to do stand up.
Yeah.
And his way of kind of saying it without saying it, which is pretty much the entire special, saying things without really saying them, kind of, or at least subliminally or symbolically. That one scene where it's just the crowd like cheering or laughing or whatever, and he does like the crazy face. I remember at first I was like, "What the hell? What was the purpose of that?" But now looking
like
back,
the terror,
yeah, that's like how he felt inside. And then immediately it's like immediately after that, it's him doing like probably the only stand up bit in the special. And keep in mind, there's like nature behind him because inside the themes of inside outside, there's nature around him. He's like naked, so he's like
Super vulnerable.
Also, you could even attest it to like wanting to like being one with nature. You know what I mean? Like wanting to go outside or whatever. And as he's telling the stand up, I think it's genius. When he's telling the stand up, the crickets. It's like it goes with the theme of nature and being outside, and also that's the classic like you tell a joke and there's crickets.
And he always says like tell a joke in a room and no one's laughing.
And no one's laughing, right?
Yeah.
So that's another cool detail. I feel like I know after we do this and I watch this, I'm gonna regret it because I'm gonna think of something I didn't say that I want to say because we're not going step by step. Is there any?
Do you want to say anything about like because I think one of all of our favorite songs is like the get your fucking hands up. Dun, 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 dun.
All eyes on me.
Yeah.
All eyes on me. Yeah.
I guess the only thing I can think of is that they play this directly after he has like a fucking breakdown.
Yeah.
And it's fucking just heartbreaking. The first time I saw that,
Yeah, the first time I was. By the way, the first time I even watched this, I stood up the entire time. I thought that was really no. Actually, no. I that's a lie. I was sitting down, and then when he said, he's like, "Come on, like get up, get the fuck up," and I was like, shit. I was like, fuck. I was like, shit. Should I get up? I was like, dude, I felt I was like, I felt bad for not getting up, but yeah, the second time I watched it through with you, I was standing up the whole time. I didn't even realize that by the time we finished it.
Yeah.
That's how engrossed and enveloped I was.
I'm gonna gloss over
the whole time.
or I'm gonna just say this real quick and then we'll go to your topic. But like I think it was super important, the pacing of this. How he was like trying to say like he's working on this for a year and he's freaking out. He's to the point where he's just like, fuck this. I'm not even doing this. Starts pushing all the equipment like everywhere, and then like it goes to the shot of him like after he's like quote unquote like probably just totally was yelling and throwing shit around possibly, and then when he went to go sit down after he could probably calm down, it was just like he says that I'm not well, starts completely sobbing.
Yeah.
and I think it goes into the song, the "Get Your Fucking Hands Up." I love the use of the blues, because I think that's just like the total, just complete drowning in blue depression, because they use the light. The whole room is blue. He's blue and all that.
And I don't know, it's a small detail if people notice it. It's like in the top left. I think the song starts out and the camera's on full battery, and by the time it ends, it's empty battery.
Yeah.
And that's very symbolic. I don't have to explain it. It should be self-explanatory.
Yeah, and I love the use of the words, like, you know, we're gonna go where everybody knows, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's like, well, everybody knows the inside of their own house, but at the same time, there's like the depression. Everybody knows, like, everyone in life has at least been in a depressive state, whether it's clinical or like legitimately, like you lost a family member or something like that. Just feeling down.
Yeah, and I know it was the word dichotomy of like get your fucking hands up, get on out of your seat. All eyes on me, and then he goes, hands down, pray for me, heads down, pray for me. I love that, like, the reversal of that. But we could go longer. My topic, I think it will be short, unless you guys get crazy with it.
No, I mean,
the thing is, I'll say that this special was very, very special, and the reason I don't want to move on it because I know I'm gonna forget something I want to say. I'm telling you guys, it's that special. At least to me, it resonated with me.
Just do what you always do. Write in the comments down below, as well as you can.
I don't know. I feel like we're missing something. It hurts.
The whole point of the topic is just go watch it. I'm sure if you see how passionate we are about this, and how it kind of inspired us. But
I guess we talk about this. The one song, "Look Who's Inside Again." It's a good glimpse at content creation as well. Or he's trying to. He has it sprinkled everywhere, but this one is very apparent. Because he's like singing it and it sounds great or whatever, and he's doing fine, and then he immediately stops. And this is the joke that we keep saying all day: is take a big fucking breath, and he restarts, and it goes right back to performance mode. And in that glimpse, you could see the frustration of like creating this and like really having it like 100% of your ability and trying to make it mean a lot to you, and the frustrations. And like even after a bunch of cuts, like after he turns 30. Yeah. And he's like, okay, like we're gonna do like one more, and it's funny because that was the take that he used, and it sounded great. But of course, he's like, you gotta take one more. It's just a good glimpse at what it's actually like, you know what I mean? But I relate to that song too. As much as I hate to say it, what's it called? The "Look Who's Inside Again." Like looking for a reason to like hide again, type of thing. I remember in put a pin in it at the end with the hands down, pray for me. He says the line where he's like he wanted to get back in like January of 2020 is when he quit comedy. He wanted to go back in January of 2020, and then the funniest thing happened, right? Yeah. And then paired with that song, the "Look Who's Inside Again," I felt this shit out. That resonated with me so hard. I felt that shit because I was like, I remember being in a place of like in January 2020, like, oh, it's like a new year. I want to like get my life back on my feet or whatever. Yeah. And I was like feeling guilty for just staying inside all the time. And then I remember when January came around, I was like, oh, I'm gonna like get back on my feet. You guys have seen me all the time, just being a piece of shit in my room or whatever. And I remember feeling super guilty for that, and I wanted to get back on my feet. And the moment where he's like trying to find a reason to come back inside again, like, yeah, you want to go out, and like I was about to go out, and then the pandemic hits, and it's like, oh well, like we gotta go back inside. Like you don't feel as guilty because there's a reason to stay inside with the pandemic and shit. So that song hit me pretty hard too. Like just having giving that bullshit like justification to be like it's okay to be inside.
Yeah, I guess one thing, and then we'll move on because we're going real long. I wanted to actually start my acting career like this year. Yeah. And I felt like when he reveals like he had panic attacks for and that he stopped for 5 years, and he was like, you know what, it was time to get back, and it was just like the funny thing happened. Yeah. Right. I'm sure we all know what the funny thing is. Real fucking funny. I just graduated college. I got my degree in theater arts, and I got a job. What you do, you go after college, you get a job. I was working a 40-hour job and something not theater related. I was working in semiconductor like industry, and like it's as bland as it sounds, pretty much. Especially if you're like a theater kid. And I was like, but I need money, so I worked here for about 2 years or something like that, and like I got a lot of money saved up, and I was ready to go out there in January
Of
2020.
Yeah.
That was when actually got laid off around that time, but like, and I was ready to act again. I was ready to go out there and go to New York, and I was gonna like I would fly to LA if I had to, fly to Texas if I had to. And I was ready to do it, and like it wasn't as bad as Bo, where he didn't even get a chance to, quote unquote. I don't know if he did or not, like small places and stuff like that, but I at least got like one audition and one play that I was in. But after that, it was like the world just completely just flipped on its like head,
Right.
and then all of acting and theater and all that stuff just shut down. Luckily, it's starting to come back up and all that, but that was like a one thing where like, dude, my heart broke when he was like, in January 2020 I was ready after 5 years, and that was like something that I truly related to.
All I know is that the last thing, if I'm ever feeling like uninspired or down, I'm gonna go back and watch this shit because it just resonated with me personally.
Absolutely. Steven, what's your topic?
Great segue. We talked about Bo Burnham's Inside and how much it resonated with me. After my reactionary topic to yours was from this, and this is about to get crazy, low key. It might be quick, it might be long, who knows.
I'm gonna get comfortable.
I didn't write anything. I wrote my topic down. I didn't write what I was gonna say.
Big honking pillow.
Typically, I like to have like notes of what I want to talk about or say. This I want to be as authentic as possible. So, obviously, I don't never really tell you guys, or / you guys don't ask what my topic is. But this came straight from Inside, because it always shows clips of him from the past, even at the end where he's singing the final song. It's him from the past and him like now singing, which is awesome.
So long, goodbye.
And then even just the scene where he's just sitting down in the dark room watching his like old YouTube videos or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is what I wanted us to do. And I'll just say it.
You got an interactive one?
Yeah, it's what do you want to tell Dance Anime? That's a separate one. What do you want to tell Dance Anime / what would you want to tell yourself? You don't have to do it yourself if it's too much. But I want to do a Dance Anime one. What would you tell Dance Anime / yourself? I guess like 5 to 10 years from now.
Ah.
So we could do that right now and make it if you wanted to.
Yeah. Hello, Kevin from 5 years ago.
Were we gonna do Dance Anime or are you doing your own?
Dance Anime, Kevin, all of us. I don't know. I guess if I were, I'm not gonna.
Because we could just talk about it, or we can make. I want to make the Dance Anime one for yourself. You could either skip or make it, or just talk about it openly.
No, I'll just talk about it openly. I don't want to do all that. But I guess I don't know. Like to tell. I feel like it's better to because I feel like it makes more sense to be the 10-year-old in the future to tell me, right? It's weird to tell like the future self, but it's just like, because I feel like it's more, you have more questions instead, but it's just like, I wonder where the fuck this channel is. Is it just defunct?
I don't know.
Yeah. Is this the ending? If it ever does, kind of thing?
I don't know.
So I don't know. It's just like, I want to know where this channel grows. What ideas are we doing? Are we still staying creative? Am I working a dead end job? And that's like my dead end. Like that's like one of my biggest fears, I guess. And I think that's like more of the things that I want to know. Where like, damn, am I getting like, are we full time with this? I don't know. Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would be. Obviously the reason for making this, when we obviously watch this back, this is gonna be crazy. This will be crazy. I guess before I go into like personal things, do you want to say anything?
I don't know. I just hope I make it someday.
I guess Dance Anime, if you're watching this, I hope you guys are either the 3 of us or even bigger. Maybe you have a big production. I don't know. Just stay true to yourself. Be authentic.
Never lose sight.
Yeah, and I hope, I guess haters or anything like that don't get to you. I hope you stay motivated. I hope you guys are happy. You guys went through I guess I'll blend it together with me and Dance Anime. You guys and the world went through a pretty crazy time, but you made it out of it.
Yeah.
And you grew from it. At least you did, Steven. I'm looking at you. And I hope you're okay right now. I hope you're happy. And just know, if you made it through the pandemic, you guys can make it through anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what scares me too? You ever see the There's the Mr. Beast video that he like released
True.
from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
The one thing that like terrified me because he says in the video is like, I might be dead in 5 years. It's like, I hope I'm not dead.
My first thought was that too. I'm like, will I be alive in 5 years? Because there's
Oh.
a chance you could not be.
Yeah,
That was true.
scary stuff to think.
I hope you're still friends with the people you talk to. If not, think about rekindling friendships, maybe.
Yeah, truly think if it was worth cutting it off.
Yeah. Just give Dad a call or something and say that you love him. I hope he's still alive. Knock on wood. I really hope so.
That man is a god. He'll outlive everyone.
Yeah.
Tell the people around you that you appreciate them. I don't know. This is hard, right? And it's
Yeah.
kind of scary to talk about.
It is a little bit scary because you said 5 to 10 years. That's so much change and difference in there.
Yeah.
All I want to know is that, I guess, like if I were to tell me, Kevin, to just, I guess, keep your charisma. Hope you don't lose your charisma. You're whimsical. Your sunny views, I guess. Because I'm always just happy. I'm always joking, even in the darkest times. So I really hope I don't lose that, I guess. And just stay creative. Don't fall for the pressure. Just stay creative. Keep making videos. Keep going to do auditions and acting, and try to find a path for yourself. Because I know for a fact one of my biggest fears is working like a dead end job. The one thing that truly woke me to this kind of like fear of this was that when I was working at the semiconductor industry, did I ever tell you the story that we were celebrating this? We were up in the cafeteria. We were celebrating this guy's anniversary of working here.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like an old dude, and there was a cake. He worked there for 50 years.
Holy shit.
50 years. And I'm like, dude, I am miserable here for 2 years. It was less than 2 years at the time. It was like a year. And I was like, dude, I can't imagine working here for 50 years and just looking back on life and just like, yeah, we had it good. Like, no, there's no way. Which is why, I kind of made this channel, which was also just a great conduit to like creating stuff. Even if I wasn't acting, then I was creating and performing, quote unquote, like on here as a kind of outlet, as a creative outlet to kind of think and get the brain juices going and all that stuff. Working, the whole thing works as a great like portfolio kind of thing. So that was kind of like one of the biggest fears of why I had that. But yeah, don't lose that chase, that
Yeah.
and all that.
Steven, don't overthink, dude. Just live in the moment. Go play one of the old games or something. Go play The Last of Us 2.
Mhm.
Go play Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. I don't know. This is so crazy. Now that I'm actually here doing it, I thought in my head I was like, "I'll be fine," but now that I'm here, this is kind of weird.
It's like giving me that funny feeling.
Yeah. You got anything?
I don't know. I just hope everyone's happy and healthy in the future, and that we're all still alive.
You were really focused on the death part, huh?
Yeah, that one got to you. No, it's true though. It's true. It's valid.
It's a good thing to think about.
Bo Burnham, you see what you did.
Yeah.
It really got me when he was just watching the old YouTube videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I every once in a while, like I'll go watch the first performance of Beauty and the Beat in our
First choreography we ever made as like
Yeah.
children.
and I watch it, I'm like, damn, I feel like we did something special during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely awoke something. Either like in all of us. I mean, honestly, you like I guess you, because you dance a little bit more, obviously.
Yeah.
How was that like performance? It's as the first initial conduit to like opening a venue for your creativity and all that. Like was it all of a sudden like all cylinders were go?
Sort of, but not really. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's always been a fucking struggle for me for some reason.
Mm.
But it definitely when after that and feeling that funny feeling.
Yeah.
After we did it and everyone cheering and texting and like, on Twitter or whatever, and then I was like, damn, I wanted more of that feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So in a way, kind of. I remember walking on. That was the first time we ever did anything on stage and showing, just what we can do, pretty much.
Yeah.
We never choreographed anything too, like before that. I remember walking on stage and it was like the lights weren't on, and just putting my head down in shame.
I think me, you, and Tyler.
Yeah.
I think I can't speak for Tyler, but I think all of our heads were down.
Yeah, I was not looking at the crowd. My head was down. My heart was pounding. I did not want to
racing.
look at the I didn't want to look at the crowd. And I remember our starting Tyler and I's starting position where we went down to one knee and put our hands on the floor like I think of like a track. Set like that. And I remember looking to the right and seeing the piano there, and like I remember like
That's not supposed to be there. Yeah.
yeah, the lump in my throat of like going up and like the piano's not supposed to be there. Like can you move it? And then like going back and just completely blanking out.
Yeah, pretty much if you don't like, just to give you like more context, like the way our dance performance went, it was very use of the stage, and the way this piano was positioned, it was like someone was hitting it, and it was just totally impeding on it, and like someone had to say something, and Steven said something.
I remember that lump in my throat. I was like the piano, and then it just went down, blanked out, but we killed it. Well, Dance Anime, hope you guys are doing good.
Any last words?
Wait, what if we're done?
I mean, what if we're done?
What if Dance Anime is not a thing in 5 or 10 years from now?
Man, just everybody watch it by themselves.
Yeah.
Guys, think about reuniting and getting back together and doing it again. Because in this moment right now,
if you're defunct, we're coming back. We're coming back.
Steven, if you're watching this right now, you're having the time of your life during this era of Dance Anime. So come back if you guys are quit. If you guys are still going, please keep going, go stronger, and react to this free content.
Well, this has been the Dance Anime Podcast, where us, the lovely people of Dance Anime, sit down and enjoy your company. We each bring a topic of discussion every week and hash it out until the full thing posts on Spotify and youtube.com/danceanime. If you enjoy that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It will help us spread to various people. I know there's a lot of people talking over in the comments. And you can join our Discord. That's in the description below. There's a lot of lovely people there. I think last week we just did a alien topic to one of our people in that Discord. Great guy. And make sure you go over there, talk to them. I think the Patreon's all like messed up now. But if you want, I'll try to set it up. If you can, send $1 our way. It'll just only be $1 just to support us. It'll definitely give like more of an incentive to like really go and try to kind of make better content as we move throughout the year. But there's a long time until new content. Not really, unless you really like this podcast for some reason.
Right.
But I've been your friendly neighborhood Kev Senpai. That's Steven.
Steven S. Sissantone.
See you later, haters.
I'm going to do that again. Kayla Dennison, send us out.
See you later, haters.
直視できない